The U.S. is deploying more fighter jets and warships to the Middle East to help defend Israel from possible retaliatory attacks by Iran and its proxies. The aircraft carrier Theodore Roosevelt has reportedly left the Strait of Hormuz just 10 kilometers off the coast of Iran. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has also sent cruisers and destroyers equipped with ballistic missiles to the region. For more, we're joined by Jon Allen. He's a former Canadian ambassador to Israel, also a senior fellow at the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. Thanks for being on the program today.
My pleasure, Linda.
I want to get right to it because we never have enough time to break all of this down. But let's start with the news of the last 24 hours. The Pentagon saying they're moving a fighter jet squadron to the Middle East, maintaining an aircraft carrier to the region. What do you make of this move?
Well, it initially, it feels like an escalation, but of course it's not an escalation. It's an effort by the United States to send a message to Tehran, to Hezbollah, and to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard that they should be concerned about their own escalation, and that the United States is there to back Israel in case there are multiple attacks either by Iran or by its proxies, Hezbollah, the Houthis, or Iranian Guard militants in Syria and Iraq.
What does this tell you about just how concerned the United States is about an escalation of violence in response to recent attacks on Hamas and Hezbollah leaders, those threats of retaliation, concerns about a more widespread conflict in the region?
I think the United States is concerned at two levels. First, it's concerned, obviously, about a regional conflict escalating, breaking out, with thousands of lives potentially lost, whether in Lebanon, in southern Beirut, a la 2006, or frankly, rockets hitting Tel Aviv and other high population areas in Israel, because we know that the Houthis and Hezbollah can reach those population areas. So that's one factor. And the other factor, frankly, is the U.S. domestic situation, where the last thing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris need is a major war at this point. And the United States once again demonstrating its strong support for Israel, because Biden and Harris have concerns about Arab and Muslim voters in Michigan. They have concerns about the youth vote. And the last thing they want is a war as they approach their Democratic National Convention.
Now, Biden also said the killing of a top Hamas leader in Iran hasn't helped efforts to get to a ceasefire. When you look at also the moves of President Benjamin Netanyahu to head to Cairo to continue those talks, what does that tell you about where the efforts to secure a ceasefire and the release of the remaining hostages stand at this moment?
Yes, I'm just hearing for the first time that Bibi Netanyahu plans to head to Cairo. It surprises me, frankly, but it's clearly in response to the criticism that he's faced for having ordered the assassination of, in quotes, the more moderate and political leader of Hamas, who was involved in the negotiations for the hostage release and the ceasefire. So this is, if he is indeed going, this will be his effort to demonstrate to Biden and Harris, who recently implored him to move towards a ceasefire, that he is indeed serious about.
And I only have about 30 seconds left, but I want to ask you about sort of the wider response to all of this escalation. The UN Special Coordinator for the Mideast Peace Process went to Lebanon, Qatar, Egypt to say sort of, to kind of prevent this spillover. UK has sent defense and foreign secretaries to Israel yesterday. What do you make of the reaction so far from the rest of the world?
Well, the world doesn't need another conflict. We're already witnessing what the death and the destruction in Gaza. We are witnessing the death and the destruction in the Ukraine. And these world leaders know what a potential escalation could mean in terms of innocent lives lost and the possible spread wider than just the region. So I think they're all concerned and they want to dampen down any escalation if possible.
Former Canadian Ambassador to Israel, Jon Allen, thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.